Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we continue our reading. Today we will read chapter 2, Bhagavad-Gita cities, verse 38, 39, and 40. And reading, I want to say something that when we're reading the Bhagavad-Gita book every weekend with you, I notice that every time it becomes easier and easier for me. I'm more and more to understand. Now I'm more and more to understand that what is writing on the Bhagavad-Gita, what is what's Srila Prabhupada told for us, what is tell for us, and now I'm more and more to understand what we read. So I want to say thank you for this opportunity. And now we start our reading. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So, verse 38. Translation. Do you fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin. Purport. Lord Krishna now directly says that Arjuna should fight for the sake of fighting because he desires the battle. There is no consideration for happiness or distress, profit or loss, victory or defeat in the activities of Krishna consciousness. That everything should be performed for the sake of Krishna in transcendental consciousness. So there is no reaction to material activities. He who acts for his own sense gratification, either in goodness or in passion, is subject to the reaction, good or bad. But he who has completely surrendered himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness is no longer obligate to anyone, nor is he a debtor to anyone, as one is in the ordinary course of activities. It is said, Devarship hutapta nrinam pitrinam na kinkaronayam krinika rajan sarvatmana yah saranam saranyam gato mukundam parihritya kartam. Anyone who has completely surrendered into Krishna, Mukunda, giving up all other duties, is no longer a debtor, nor it is he obligated to anyone, not the demigods, nor the sage, nor the people in general, no kinsman, no humanity, no forefathers. Bhagavad-Gita 11:5-41. That is the indirect hint given by Krishna to Arjuna in this verse, and the matter will be more clearly explained in the following verse. Interesting. Next verse. Translation. Verse 39. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Purport. Oh, it's so long. So big. Okay. According to the Nirukti of the Vedic dictionary, Sankhya means that which describes thing in detail, and Sankhya refers to that philosophy which describes the real nature of the soul. And yoga involves controlling the senses. The senses. Arjuna's proposal not to fight that based on sense gratification. Forgetting his prime duty, he wanted to cease fighting because he thought that by not killing his relatives, rela- relatives and kinsmen, he would not be happier than by enjoying the kingdom after conquering his cousins and brothers, the sons of Dhritarashtra. In both ways, the basis principles were for senses gratification. Happiness derived from conquering them, and happiness derived by seeing kinsmen alive are both of the basis of personal sense gratification, even as a sacrifice of wisdom and duty. Krishna therefore wanted to explain to Arjuna that by killing the body of his grandfather, he would not be killing the soul proper. And he explained it that all individual person, including the Lord himself, are eternal individuals. There were individuals in the past, there are individuals in the present, and they will continue to remain individual in the future because all of us are individual soul eternally. We simply change our body dress in different manners, but actually we keep our individuality even after liberation from the bondage of material dress. An analytical study of the soul and the body has been very graphically explained by Lord Krishna. As this descriptive knowledge of the soul and the body from different angles of vision has been described here as Sankhya in terms of the Nirukti dictionary. This Sankhya has nothing to do with the Sankhya philosophy of the atheists Kapila. Long before the impostor Kapila Sankhya, the Sankhya philosophy was expounded expounded in the Srimad Bhagavatam by the true Lord Kapila, the incarnation of Lord Krishna, who explained it to his mother, Devahuti. It is clearly explained by him that the Purusha or the Supreme Lord is active and that he created us by looking over the Prakriti. This is accepted in the Vedas and in the Gita. The description in the Vedas indicates that the Lord glanced over the Prakriti or nature and impregnament it with atomic individual soul. All these individuals are working in the material worlds for sense gratification, and under the spell of material energy, they are thinking that being endures. This mentality is graded to the last point of liberation, then the living entity wants to become one with the Lord. This is the last share of Maya, or sense gratificatory illusion, and it is only after many births of such sense gratificatory activities that a great soul surrenders into Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, thereby fulfilling the search after the ultimate trust. Arjuna has already accepted Krishna as his spiritual master by surrendering himself into him. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapanam. Consequently, Krishna will now tell him about the working process of Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga, or in other words, the practice of devotion serves only for the sense gratification of the Lord. This Buddhi Yoga is clearly explained in chapter 10, verse 10, and being direct communion with the Lord, who is sitting as a Paramatma in everyone's heart. But such communion does not take place without devotional service. One who is therefore situated in devotional of or transcendental loving service to the Lord, or in other words, in Krishna consciousness, attains to this stage of Buddhi Yoga by the special grace of the Lord. The Lord says, therefore, then only of those who are always engaged in devotional service out of transcendental love does he award the pure knowledge of devotion in love. In that way, the devotee can reach him easily in the ever blissful kingdom of Lord. Thus, the Buddhi Yoga mentioned in this verse in the devotional service of the Lord, and the word Sankhya mentioned herein has nothing to do with atheistic Sankhya Yoga, enunciated by the impostor Kapila. One should not, therefore, misunderstand that the Sankhya Yoga mentioned herein has any connection with the atheistic Sankhya, nor did then psychology, nor did that philosophy have any influence during that time, nor would Lord Krishna care to mention such godless philosophical speculation. Real Sankhya philosophy is described by the Lord Kapila in the Srimad Bhagavatam, but even that Sankhya has nothing to do with the current topic. Here, Sankhya means analytical description of the body and the soul. Lord Krishna made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Bhakti Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Lord Krishna's Sankhya and Lord Kapila's Sankhya, has described in the Bhagavatam, are one and the same. They are all Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna said before that only the less intelligent class of men make distinction between Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Sankhya Yoga prithak balach pravadanti na panditaha. Of course, atheistic Sankhya Yoga was nothing to do with Bhakti Yoga. Yet the intelligent claim that the atheistic Sankhya Yoga is referred to in the Bhagavad-Gita. One should therefore understand that Buddhi Yoga means to work in Krishna consciousness, in the full bliss and knowledge of devotional service. One who works of the satisfaction of the Lord only, however difficult such work may be, is working under the principles of Buddhi Yoga and finds himself always in transcendental bliss. By such transcendental engagement, one achieves all transcendental understanding automatically by the grace of the Lord, and thus his liberation in completely in itself without his making ex- extra extraneous endeavors to acquire knowledge. There is much difference. There is much difference between works in Krishna consciousness and work for fruitive results, especially in the matter of the senses gratification for achieving results in terms of family or material happiness. Buddha Yoga is therefore the transcendental quality of the work that we perform. Next verse. 40. Translation. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminition, diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect it one from the most dangerous type of fear. Purport. Activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification in the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane mm, yeah, any work begun on the material plane has now been completed. Otherwise, the whole attempt becomes a failure. Yeah. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect even though not finished. The performer of such work is therefore not at a loss even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. incomplete. 1% done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning in from the point of 2%, whereas in material activity without 100% success, there is no profit. Ajamila performed his duty in some percentage percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed at the end has 100% by the grace of the Lord. Yeah, yeah, very, very important verse. There is a nice verse in this connection in Srimad Bhagavatam. Chap Tyaktva sva parmam karanam bhujam harer bhajan apakvotha patettato yaji yatra kva vabhadram abhut Kim Kovartha Apto Bhajatam Sva Parmataha. If someone gives up these occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of no completing his work, that loss is there on his part, and that can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly, or as the Christians say, that profiteth a man if he gains the whole world, yet suffer the loss of his eternal soul. Material activities and their results end with the body. Yeah. But works in Krishna consciousness carries a personal gain to Krishna consciousness. Even after even after the loss of the body. Yeah, even after the loss of the body. At least one ensure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of the great cultured Brahmana or in a rich aristocratic family that will give one a further chance for elevation. That is uncure quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. Oh, very, very important verse. This and before this, very, very important verse. We can read about that we have to do our duty. We have to do our duty now others, because if how we read on this verse, another, if I will win in this when I do my duty, I will happy, because if I win, and will successful in this way. I will happy when I will have a good results of this work. And if I will do some mistake, or anyway, when I do my duty, anyway, I will, it's better for me, because I will study on my mistake, and then I will do better my duty. It's anyway, it's a it, it, this is two as different results is better from you. So I have to do that Krishna is want from me. I have to do that Krishna is want. And Krishna want that this is battle. He desires the battle. And Krishna says that Arjuna have to fight for sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat. And if we will do like this, we never doing, we will never incur sin. Krishna says about this. And when we will think about, when we will think like this, we will victory, and we will happiness anyway, any way. And on the next verse, Krishna says that and the next so 40 verse, Krishna says that in this way he is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement in this in this endeavor. There is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect it one from the most dangerous type of fear. Yes, it's true. So by this word, Krishna wants to Krishna wants to inspire to us to go on this way, to go do inspire to us to being in service in Krishna consciousness, to try to remember about him and do anything, anywhere, in different mentioned, in different consciousness, all time, everything to do for him. When we think, we have to think for Krishna. While we thinking about anything, we have to think only about Krishna, and we have to do anything for his only for his pleasure, for his gratification. And he loves when we think together his sacrifice, his spiritual names, and Lord Chaitanya give us his sacrifice mantra: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have to remember all time about this, and we have to told to sing his name and remember about him all time and never forget about him. So we'll continue our reading, our discussing on the next time. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and see you on the next time. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.